5:13 WMAZ Morning starts now.
Good Wednesday morning, Central Georgia. We're just stuck in a summertime pattern, so it's going to be hot and humid today like it's been for the past few days. I'll have your full forecast coming up.
Plus, an inmate accused of murdering 2 corrections officers around 5 years ago will now stand trial. What's expected today in the Putnam County Courthouse.
To overcome some of the stresses that go on in their daily lives and part of being a farmer.
With rising costs, farmers face more stress than usual to keep their businesses running. Find out how one of Georgia's elected leaders hopes to help.
Plus, one Central Georgia county just finished their first year of having a designated online academy. Which county is it and how it positively impacted one student's academic career after he had to go through spinal surgery at the start of the year?
Well, good morning and happy Wednesday. Just take a look at this beautiful sunrise right now over downtown Macon. The time is 6:31 on this first day of June. I'm Caitlin Heck.
And I'm Wanye Reese. It's hard to believe we're already halfway through the year, y'all.
I know, but it is definitely feeling like summertime, that's for sure.
Definitely, Taylor.
Yes, it is. You're going to be sweating today, I'm sure of it, because it will be hot and humid, just like any typical summer day will be. We still are about a couple weeks out from summer, though, so we're just getting into that summer-like pattern. Right now, here's a live look from downtown Macon, and you're seeing a beautiful start to the day, beautiful sunrise going on. Temperatures in the mid-60s, so a warm start to the day, and around the area we're doing much of the same. 60s and 70s on the map. 69 now in McRae, 65 in Eastman, 66 now in Rochelle, 70 now in Milledgeville, and 70 there in Sparta. But you're feeling the humidity. It's feeling like a summer day. Dew point temperature is in the mid to upper 60s. It starts to feel very sticky and it's noticeable. So just make sure you're prepared. Bring any water to work, or if you're going out to the pool, make sure you have water and snacks with you all day long. Now, by the afternoon, temperatures will rise into the low to mid 90s, so a little bit warmer than we were yesterday. But what you'll notice is that our rain chances go down for today. I'll break down the timeline of today's and tomorrow's rain chances coming up.
Thank you, Taylor. A double murder case back in court in Central Georgia today.
The trial for Ricky Dubose starts this morning as lawyers make their opening statements. Dubose is one of 2 inmates accused of killing corrections officers Curtis Ballou and Christopher Monica aboard a transport bus in Putnam County back in 2017.
12 jurors and 5 alternates will hear the case. The trial will happen at the Putnam County Courthouse. Last year, a jury convicted Donnie Rowe on all counts. He's currently serving life in prison without possible parole.
Later this month, a high-profile case will be back in the spotlight as Bo Dukes is set to stand trial again for concealing the death of Tara Grinstead.
She's the Osceola teacher and beauty queen who disappeared in 2005. Dukes is already serving time after a conviction in his 2019 trial in Wilcox County. This upcoming trial will focus solely on the crimes he allegedly committed in Ben Hill County in October 2005. Bo Dukes previously testified that he helped his former classmate and friend Ryan Duke burn Grinstead's body in his uncle's pecan orchard. A
Mercer law professor says these 2 separate cases could bring up a dilemma over double jeopardy, the idea of something being prosecuted for the same crime twice.
Now, there's a question of the Venn diagrams. Do the Venn diagrams, how much do they intersect and how much do they not intersect? And the Venn diagrams in this case, it's a question of how much you view the different indictments and different charges as being overlapping.
Now, back in 2019, a judge sentenced Bo Dukes to the maximum penalty of 25 years, which he is now serving. District Attorney Brad Rigby says that's the same penalty Dukes could face for this upcoming trial in Ben Hill County.
The DA says Bo Dukes' trial could start as early as June the 22nd, but it's likely to begin on June the 27th. Last week, a judge in Irwin County sentenced Ryan Duke to 10 years in prison after a jury found him guilty of concealing Grinstead's death. Right now at 6:35 a.m., Putnam County deputies are investigating an accident that left a bicyclist dead. The sheriff's office says it happened just after 7 last night around Godfrey Road. They say 56-year-old Teresa Rose rode her bike when a van driven by a 32-year-old man hit her. Now investigators arrested the van driver. He faces 3 charges: misdemeanor homicide by vehicle, failure to give right-of-way, and failure to give a turn signal.
Now to an update in a Macon wreck that killed a passenger and left a driver hurt. We now know the names of the people involved in the accident on Thomaston Road. The Bibb Sheriff's Office says 46-year-old Dwayne Gibson drove his truck in the 7100 block of Thomaston Road Monday when a tire blew out. It caused him to lose control. The truck went off the road and rolled down a hill. The Sheriff's Office says the passenger, 25-year-old Summer Bennett, died there. Gibson went to a hospital in critical condition. And in your news from across the state, the Atlanta Police Department now knows who will temporarily fill its top leadership spot. Mayor Andre Dickens says Assistant Chief Darren Shearbaum will step in as interim police chief while his search continues for a permanent replacement. Shearbaum joined the Atlanta Police Department in 2002. Back in April, Chief Rodney Bryan announced his retirement with plans to step away sometime this month. Major improvements are set to come to a Georgia school at the center of a viral video exposing mold, a sewage leak, and crumbling walls there. The DeKalb County School Board voted to approve a $50 million overhaul at Druid Hills High School. This comes after they previously voted 3 times against it. Back in April, a group of Druid Hills students exposed toxic conditions at the school in the video right here that you're seeing on your screen. Well, Georgia is now mourning the loss of former First Lady Betty Foy Sanders. She died at the age of 95. Governor Brian Kemp issued a statement saying she represented so much of what makes Georgia the greatest state in our nation to call home. Betty Foy Sanders was the wife of Georgia's 74th Governor Carl Edward Sanders Sr. He was in office from 1963 to 1967. Betty was a noted painter who promoted the arts education throughout the state. One of Georgia's U.S. senators wants to put a focus on protecting the mental health of farmers. Senator Raphael Warnock visited Dickey Farms in Crawford County yesterday to talk about that. He says on a scale from 1 to 5, farmers on average rank their stress level as a 4. We spoke to Will Bentley, a cattle farmer from Upson County. With costs going up and the end product staying the same, he says it's been really hard on folks in the industry.
The cost of inputs continue to rise every year. Fertilizer prices have gone up tremendously over the last couple years. That's really putting a burden on a lot of farmers. And
Bentley says fertilizer is not the only thing that has gone up in price. Gas, equipment, transportation, and labor have also increased, adding to the stress. Senator Raphael Warnock pushed to secure $10 million to support the Farm and Ranch Stress Assistance Network. Now, the program helps connect farmers to stress resources. Warnock says farmers kept telling him that farming needs to become more profitable.
From a public policy standpoint, we'll be doing everything we can. I will be doing everything I can as a member of the Agriculture Committee to give Georgia farmers the support that they need. He adds he wants to do everything he can to open up supply chains to help drive down those prices and in turn hopefully drive down stress for Georgia farmers. Warnock also says bringing awareness to mental health helps chip away at the stigma. Today, Senator Jon Ossoff plans to visit Macon to talk to leaders about his push to expand health care for veterans. Ossoff wants to increase VA services for burn pit victims with the PACT Act. It would expand VA care for veterans with health conditions related to toxic exposure. The briefing is this afternoon at 2:45 at the Tubman Museum. Well, the time is now 6:39 a.m. A huge shout out to our farmers. They've been facing truly unprecedented times, and you see those local farms like Dickey's or Lane's or any other of our farms. We should definitely try to support them if we can. Absolutely, and they had such a hard time with all the drought and all the lack of rainfall. Yeah, thankfully we've kind of helped chip away at that. Yeah. But that's also something that adds to their stress level. Absolutely, and thankfully we'll get a little bit more rainfall, but we definitely have chipped away at some of it across central Georgia. We actually had most of us, about 75% of the state, in a drought. Now we're down to about half, so that's pretty good. We chipped away a lot of it in April after what was a very dry few months, and we still have some more rain in the forecast, but not as big of a chance for today as we saw the past couple days, but more rain is on the way. Here's a live look now from the National Fairgrounds in Perry, and you're seeing that sunrise really coming through. So a beautiful, gorgeous start to the day, but you're gonna feel the humidity as you walk out the door. It is in the mid 60s, but you're seeing dew point temperatures in Perry in the mid 60s as well. So humidity's at 100%, so make sure you have the ponytail on, or maybe bring a baseball cap with you if you're going outside, just because your hair might be sticking up with all the humidity. Right now, the reason why we're seeing all of that is because we have a high pressure system just to our north and east, and because of its clockwise direction, it pumps warm, moist air from the Atlantic Ocean into our area. So that's why we're seeing such humid and hot days for central Georgia as we enter into this new month of June. Across the area, we're seeing 60s and 70s to start off your
cooler day, 67 now in Jeffersonville, 67 in Warner Robins, 65 in Perry, and 65 now in Fort Valley. Around the area, still much of the same, a few more 70s on the map, 70 now in Vidalia, and 70 in Americas. Now, when you start to see those dew point temperatures and the actual air temperatures start to match in terms of their actual number, we get a lot of humidity, and sometimes that leads to lower lying fog. Fog in Bibb County has kind of been on the decrease, but we have some fog in our extreme southeastern counties. And anywhere from Scotland up to into Eastman, you're seeing some of that fog. So just be careful as you head out on your way to work. Now, as the sunshine starts to take hold of the sky, we get a lot more sun in our area. That fog will start to lift, and we'll be left with a beautiful start to the day. We'll be back in the mid-70s by the 8 a.m. hour, and then by noon, we're seeing upper 80s. So a hot day. We're going to continue to rise throughout the day to the mid-90s for our highs today, but you'll also notice that we'll have a few pop-up showers around the area, but really, really low coverage in that. So you may see a shower, but you're more likely to not see one. You'll probably have mostly sunny skies. Just make sure you have the water on you as you're heading out, because it will be hot and humid. By tonight, we're going to drop back down into the 70s. Now, while today will be a much drier day, as we head into the late week, we start to pick up those rain chances to the 50% to 60% range along a cold front that will come and start to sweep down through central Georgia. So here's timing of that through Thursday afternoon. We're seeing some showers rolling through the area once again for a summertime pattern, but this cold front will just add another mechanism of getting those showers and storms going. You'll see that mainly along this line. That will kind of sink through very slowly as you head to Friday morning. Thankfully, Friday morning for your work commute will be dry, but then as it kind of just sits and waits over the Georgia-Florida border, we're going to start to see some more rain into Friday and into the weekend. You're going to notice we're going to have a better widespread chance for rain over that time. So we're going to see some of our southern and southeastern counties getting in on maybe the possibility for an isolated shower or storm as we head into Friday afternoon, the main threats being damaging winds and small hail. But otherwise, for your 7-day forecast, we're definitely seeing some of that rain coming through for the next 7 days, mid-90s for today and tomorrow, and then into the weekend behind that cold front, we may drop a couple degrees to the upper 80s.